Hare Krishna everyone, then with pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Let's say some prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakhaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri
तस्मै
Gurave Namah
श्रीगुरवे नमः।
Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam
महाभीष्टं
Sthapitam Yena
स्थापितं
Bhutale
भूतले
Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapat Kamlam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagada Raghunathanvitam Satam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य ईश्वरम् राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः हरे कृष्णा थैंक यू एवरीवन फॉर जॉइनिंग तो मैं अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर कर रही हूँ आई थिंक सबको हिंदी आती है तो मैं थोड़ा हिंदी थोड़ा इंग्लिश में करूंगी मिक्स तो पिछले बार मंत्रा 3 किया था, इस बार मंत्रा 4 करना है। श्री ईशोपनिषद इज व्हाट वी आर रीडिंग। सो हम हर एक मंत्रा में से एक वर्ड ले रहे थे एंड वी वर एक्सपैंडिंग ऑन दैट वर्ड सो दैट वी कैन रिमेम्बर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग और यू नो इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ दैट वर्ड्स बेस्ड ऑन दैट वर्ड। तो मंत्रा 3 में हमने पढ़ा था कि कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं दैट आर कंसिडर्ड किलर ऑफ द सोल्स, आत्महा। हमने पढ़ा कि आत्मा को तो मारा नहीं जा सकता, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ लोगों को किलर ऑफ द सोल्स बोला गया है, आत्महा बोला गया है। यानी कि कुछ लोग ऐसे हैं जो स्पिरिचुअल सुसाइड या स्पिरिचुअल मर्डर कमिट करते हैं। वो लोग कौन हैं? वो लोग होते हैं जिनकी आसुरी प्रवृत्ति या डिमोनिक टेंडेंसीज रहती हैं। So those people, then where do they go? They go to planets that are meant for asuras or demonic people. They go in darkness and ignorance. तमस में, अंधकार में जाते हैं ऐसे लोग। ऐसे लोग वहां जाते हैं जहाँ पे फेथलेस लोग रहते हैं। So in this way, this is the destination of people that are Atmaha. फिर हमने पढ़ा था कि डिवाइन और डिमोनिक में क्या डिफरेंस होता है। आई एम शेयरिंग सम स्लाइड्स दैट आई कुड नॉट शेयर लास्ट टाइम, विल कंप्लीट दिस एंड देन गो टू मंत्रा 4। तो डिफरेंस यही होता है कि डिवाइन लोग गॉड के लॉज ओबेस करते हैं, दे अंडरस्टैंड हिज अथॉरिटी, दे परफॉर्म सेल्फलेस सर्विस टू द गॉड एंड टू गॉड्स चिल्ड्रन, एंड व्हाटएवर दे पोजेस दे कंसिडर इट अ गिफ्ट फ्रॉम गॉड एंड आर ग्रेटफुल, है ना। उसका ऑपोजिट लिखा है डिमोनिक में कि जो गॉड के लॉज को फॉलो नहीं करते, रिबेल करते हैं, अपनी ही सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन में लगे रहते हैं, और जो भी कुछ मिलता है सोचते हैं कि मुझे अपनी ही एबिलिटीज, अपने ही टैलेंट्स, अपने ही हार्डवर्क से मिला है, एंड आर नॉट रियली ग्रेटफुल। दे divine people think before acting, demonic will just do something and not consider the consequences, है ना। उनको लगता है कोई reactions नहीं लगते, कोई ये कोई authority नहीं है मेरे ऊपर, जो हूँ मैं ही हूँ। डिवाइन लोग गुरु साधु शास्त्र में मानते हैं, उनकी इंजंक्शंस को फॉलो करते हैं, इंस्ट्रक्शंस को फॉलो करते हैं। डिमोनिक जो मन करता है वो करते हैं, नोबडी कैन कंट्रोल मी। एंड डिवाइन का गोल क्या होता है? उनका एम होता है कि दे वांट टू गो टू सच्चिदानंद रूप ऑफ कृष्णा एंड ऑफ देमसेल्व्स, सो दे वांट इटर्नल लाइफ ऑफ ब्लिस, नॉलेज एंड सर्विस। वेयरएज डिमोनिक्स आर ओनली कंसर्न्ड विद द इमीडिएट प्लेजर, है ना, कि बस यही अभी जो मिल रहा है वही ठीक है, वही सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन, फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटीज, दिस इज माय गोल। फिर हमने कहा था कि भगवत गीता चैप्टर 16 में डिवाइन एंड डिमोनिक के बारे में बहुत अच्छे से बताया गया है। सो यू ऑल कैन रीड दैट चैप्टर 16 ऑफ भगवत गीता, व्हिच गिव्स द समरी ऑफ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन डिवाइन एंड डिमोनिक पीपल। ठीक है. And as a human, our responsibility is greatest responsibility. We have many responsibilities. We talked about that, right? We have many responsibilities. We have to deliver our dependents. We have to take care of all the children of the God in this world, not harm anybody, nurture and nourish this material world and Prakriti also, not harm her either. But our greatest responsibility is self-realization. है ना? Then this is again some activities of the demonic people whose destination is described here, as you can see on the screen. कि उनकी destination क्या है? Hellish planets में जाते हैं. And Bhagavatam has described these hellish planets in detail. So if you want to know where somebody will go, कि जो पर स्त्री का के साथ करता है दमन, उसका क्या होता है, जो मांसाहार करता है उसका क्या होता है, सबके लिए hellish destinations are given, very unique destinations, and बहुत डिटेल में उन descriptions हैं कि वहाँ पे क्या रहता है. Then ये सब enjoyment में ही रहते हैं, right? Demonic people typically they're just concerned with the temporary, they're just concerned with the superficial. So slowly they're damaging themselves. Since they're damaging themselves slowly, they're called Atmaha because they're killing themselves. The soul is constantly trapped in this cycle of birth and death, in this miserable place of material world. That's why they're called Atmaha. So ultimately, they are committing spiritual suicide because they're so immersed in material world. All this you can see on the screen. So they are slave of this material world. And so they go to hellish planets, and because they're right now they're interested in all this hellish enjoyment, as you can see. So they are like Purush. They are these पुरुष जैसे दिखने वाले व्यक्ति, they are actually पशुभी समाना, धर्मे नहीं ना पशुभी समाना. This is one of the Vedic scriptures injunctions कि जो धर्म के बिना होते हैं, धर्मे नहीं ना पशुभी समाना. They are like they're not eligible to be called humans because they are killer of the souls. Humans are those people that are actually interested in self-realization. इनको आर्यंस बोलते थे, वेदांतास होते हैं जो वेदांत में या हरि कथा में जो इंटरेस्ट लेते हैं, devotees होते हैं, भक्तास. So in this way, these are the demonic peoples, their activities, their tendencies are being given here. So they cannot understand God. So they are misusing this machine of human life that has been given to them. And you can understand about these type of humans, demonic people, in chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita. They are the killers of Atma. And then there are protectors of Atma, which are devotees. Okay. So we should not misuse our human faculties, resources, and all the intelligentsia given to us. Rather, we should use it in service of the Lord. So this is the way to reach God, is to first have some faith, and study the Vedas, start engaging in the scriptural study, perform some austerities, some sadhana, bhakti, the process of devotional service, have sense control, cultivate spiritual knowledge, and ultimately you can reach Sri Radha Krishna. And very few people will aim for that goal. And this goes through 9 stages of bhakti. This slide is showing the 9 stages of bhakti, right? So in this way, ultimately we understand that the human form of life is meant for just developing love for God. That is the enlightenment, self-realization. This is the goal of human life. And it is very rare and valuable, and we should not base it in Pashubhi-like activities and animalistic activities. Otherwise, we are nothing better than a sophisticated animal. So it says here, human life is meant for attaining eternal and unlimited happiness by spiritual realization, not just be absorbed in temporary and superficial activities of this world. So having said this, this was our summary from mantra 3. Let's go to mantra 4, and then we'll share any realizations that people may have. So let's do mantra 4 today. Let's recite and follow mantra 4. Anejadekam manaso javiyo. Sorry, this is different tune. Anejadekam manaso javiyo.
Anejadekam manaso javiyo.
Nainad deva apnuvan purvamarshad. Nainad
deva apnuvam purvamarshad.
Tadhavato anyanatiti tishtat.
Tadhavato
Tadhavato anyanatiti tishtat. तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा दधाति तस्मिन्नपो मातरिश्वा ददाति. Okay, let's read the translation and we will go through the whole purport as well. Who wants to read the translation? Please go ahead, take turns quickly and keep going. Okay, I can read. Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain, he surpasses all in excellence. Okay. So let's understand this. Let's understand this verse a little. Can everybody mute themselves? I'm getting a lot of noise. Please keep yourself mute unless you're sharing something, and I would really like everyone to volunteer quickly so that we can go through this verse, because there is a lot of nectar to be drawn from here. And if we're just wasting time sitting around waiting for people to volunteer, then we are wasting time in this limited time that we have. Human life is very rare and every moment is important. So let's utilize it. So what is this verse saying? Although fixed in his abode, the personality of Godhead is swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. The powerful demigods cannot approach him. Although in one place he controls those who supply the air and rain, he surpasses all in excellence. So in this verse, actually, there are 4 or 5 points mentioned. Okay, the first point, and this is our word for today that you have to remember, is anejadekam. Anejadekam means somebody who is fixed in one place. कि जो एक जगह पे स्थित है, एक जगह पे स्थापित है. वो व्यक्ति, वो कौन है? Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what do you think? Where is this place where he is fixed? Fixed in his abode. जो अपने धाम में स्थित है, स्थापित है, वहां से हिलते नहीं है, वो अपने धाम में ही रहते हैं, हमेशा अपने धाम में ही रहने वाला व्यक्ति. अनेजदेकम. वो व्यक्ति मनसो जवियो, वो he is swifter than the mind, and we know how fast mind is. But this verse is saying, Sri Isopanishad is saying, that person is situated in one place, but he's faster than the mind. तो आप सोचोगे कि जो एक ही जगह बैठा है, वो किसी इतनी तेज चीज से फास्ट कैसे हो सकता है? Very weird, very unique. ठीक है? Not only that, नायना देवा आपनुवन पूर्वमर्षद. Other demigods, na ainad, nainad matlab other demigods, deva, cannot approach him. Purvam arshad, they cannot come before him, they cannot approach him. Okay, आपने देखा होगा, जब डेमिगॉड्स वो करने जाते हैं, जब उनको कुछ प्रॉब्लम आती है, कुछ डिस्ट्रेस, डिफिकल्टी आती है ना, जैसे रावण ने डिफिकल्टी की, हिरण्यकश्यपु ने डिफिकल्टी की, या जब इस दुनिया पे भार बहुत बढ़ गया था, है ना, और कृष्ण आए थे द्वापर युग से पहले. एवरी टाइम दे विल गो टू ईदर ब्रह्मा जी, एंड देन ब्रह्मा जी विल टेक देम टू whom? Who will they go to next? Brahma ji will take them to which?
Vishnu.
Shirodakshaya Vishnu.
Which Vishnu? Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Shirodakshaya Vishnu कौन है? जो क्षीर सागर में रहते हैं, इन द मिल्क ओशन, है ना. तो शिरोदक्षाय विष्णु 3 पुरुष अवतारास में से तीसरी एक्सपेंशन है. मतलब महाविष्णु के पास भी नहीं जाते, महाविष्णु पहले होते हैं, दूसरे पुरुष अवतारा होते हैं गर्भोदक्षाय विष्णु, और तीसरे पुरुष अवतारा होते हैं शिरोदक्षाय विष्णु, जो उस यूनिवर्स में रहते हैं. तो ब्रह्मा जी अपने यूनिवर्स के शिरोदक्षाय विष्णु एक्सपेंशन के पास लेके जाते हैं.
वो भी on the Shir Sagar, वो भी at the side of the Shir Sagar, they pray from there.
राइट. तो क्षीर सागर के साइड में लेके जाते हैं. तो सोचो, और ये 3 पुरुष अवतार कितनी देर बाद आते हैं. कृष्णा के साथ तो डायरेक्ट अप्रोच होती नहीं डेमिगॉड्स की. क्षीर सागर में रहने वाले शिरोदक्षाय विष्णु के पास ही मैक्सिमम पहुंचते हैं. तो और इसलिए जब वो कृष्णा का रूप देखते हैं, तो आपने देखा होगा डेमिगॉड्स एकदम विचलित हो जाते हैं, कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. ब्रह्म विमोहन लीला होती है, या इंद्र इतने सारे अपराध कर देते हैं उनके भक्तों के अगेंस्ट, भगवत अपराध भी कर देते हैं और वैष्णव अपराध भी कर देते हैं. राइट. शिव जी से हो जाते हैं अपराध, हम देखते हैं. इंद्रा से तो कितने ही अपराध हो जाते हैं. सो इन दिस वे ब्रह्मा जी जाते हैं कृष्णा से मिलने, और देखते हैं कि मैं तो 4 मुखी वाला चतुर्मुखी ब्रह्मा हूँ, और यहाँ तो कितने कितने मुखों वाले ब्रह्मा खड़े हैं. यहाँ तो किसी के 1000 1000 heads हैं, किसी somebody has 100 heads, somebody has like 50 heads, somebody has 1 million heads, and I'm only have like 4 heads. So ये क्या? So then he realizes his smallness, है ना? So that is the statement here, that he can the powerful demigods cannot approach him. ठीक है? They can. We from Shastras we understand who they can approach, what they can approach. Then the next thing the verse says is, he can overcome all others running. Let's understand this verse, see if some of the questions and realizations get answered after that. He can overcome all others running. Tad dhavato anyan atyeti tishtat. Tishtat फिर से tishtat word मतलब remaining in one place. Look at this. Tishtat मतलब remaining in one place. तद धावतो अन्यन अत्येति. कोई भी और अन्यन, कोई भी और others अत्येति cannot surpass him running. कितना मर्जी भाग लो, पीटी उषा हो, कोई भी हो, कितना भी भाग लो, वो एक जगह पे रह के भी तुमको सरपास कर जाएंगे. तो this is head scratcher, right? ये कैसी बात हुई? एक जगह पे रह के he is faster than mind, एक जगह पे रह के he is running faster than all the fast runners of this world. Tasmin apo matarishva dadati. And he controls even those who control the apo, मतलब rain. अभी हमने इंद्रा के बारे में बात की. Indra is the one who controls the apo or water, the rain. And matarishwa, the one who controls the wind. So the Vayudev and Indra, these are like some of the superior demigods out of all the thousands of demigods that are there. So he supplies, or he controls, he's the controller of even thousands of demigods. And they cannot even approach him, and he's faster than the mind, and he can beat or surpass the fastest of the fastest people, faster than anybody running. And yet he's tishtat, he's just situated in one place, anejad, fixed in one place. So I want you to remember this word anejad, meaning fixed in one place. So who thinks this verse is so unique? I thought this verse was beautiful. I thought this was amazing. कि एक जगह पे बैठे हैं लेकिन माइंड से फास्ट हैं, एक जगह पे बैठे हैं अपने धाम में फिक्स्ड हैं, लेकिन he is faster than the fastest running. He can beat anybody. कितना भी तेज भाग लो, कितना भी मैराथन रनर हो, कुछ भी हो. और सब कोई demigods cannot surpass him, cannot even approach him, and he controls the such famous deities that are controller of wind and rain, like Indra and Vayu. So this is the translation. Now we'll read purport. Yes, Nebe Prabhu, you sharing something?
Hare Krishna. I was actually just asking when you mentioned that Shivji se aprad, which one was it? I can't remember offhand.
Well, not aprad. I guess you can say muyantiyat surya. मोह हो जाता है.
अच्छा, he got okay.
है ना. और अपराध के भी इस तरीके से हैं कि मतलब they are not अपराध. Remember that these are all leelas. They're very they're all leelas, है ना, in which Shivji was chasing him. And remember, that's how Shiv Dhanush came in possession of Janak Maharaj, because he was chasing the Lord. So there are many pastimes. I won't go into the pastimes, but of course there are a lot of these pastimes happen with the will of the Lord, in order to show that even the greatest of my devotees, or the greatest of the demigods and Devon ke Dev Mahadev, all can get confused and bewildered by me. So all these pastimes rachit hote hain. This is, am I recording? Yes, okay. But I was reminded of that line from the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Janmadhyasya yato anvayaditaratas चार्तेष्वभिज्ञा स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरया. जिनसे सारे सूर मतलब डेमिगॉड्स, जो नॉट असुर बल्कि सुर कौन होते हैं? डेमिगॉड्स. जिनसे सब सुर गणा मोहित हो जाते हैं. मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरया. तेजो वारि मृदाम यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गा मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकम् Satyam param dhimahi. Even that verse says that Dhamna swena sada nirasta kuhakam. And that personality is always situated in his eternal abode. That personality by which all the demigods get confused. That personality which has given all the knowledge to the Adi Kavi Brahma. Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye Muyanti Yatsuraya. So actually, that's why it is considered that the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam encompasses all the Vedic knowledge that that is to be had. Because it tells you his position, that he's always situated in his own abode, yet bewilders all the even his greatest devotees, that are suras, the demigods. We just heard in last mantra that these are great devotees. These are not atmahas, actually they are the devotees, but even they get bewildered by him and they cannot even approach him. He overcomes them. Sitting in one place, he can overcome the fastest of the fastest and the faster than the mind. Okay, let's read the purport. Please take turn to read the paragraphs. Who would like to read the first paragraph of this beautiful purport of Prabhupada?
Okay, Mataji, I will continue.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Through mental speculation, even the greatest philosopher cannot know the Supreme Lord, who is the absolute personality of Godhead. He can be known only by his devotee through his mercy. In the Brahma Samhita 5.34, it is stated that even if a non-devotee philosopher travels through space at the speed of the wind or the mind of hundreds of millions of years, he will still find that the absolute truth is far, far away from him. The Brahma Samhita 5.37 further describes that the absolute personality of Godhead has his transcendental abode known as Goloka, where he remains and engages in his pastimes. Yet by his inconceivable potencies, he can simultaneously reach every part of his creative energy. In the Vishnu Purana, his potencies are compared to the heat and light that emanate from a fire. Although situated in one place, a fire can distribute its light and heat for some distance. Similarly, the absolute personality of Godhead, although fixed in his transcendental abode, can diffuse his different energies everywhere. Haribol.
Haribol, thank you, Prabhuji, for reading. Let's keep reading a little bit more. This is not a very big purport, so I want to read at least half of this before we take some slides also. Can somebody read the next paragraph?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, go ahead.
Although his energies are innumerable, they can be divided into three principal categories: internal potency, marginal potency, and the external potency. There are hundreds and millions of subheadings to each of these categories. The dominating demigods, who are empowered to control and administer such a natural phenomena such as air, light, and rain, are all classified as the marginal potency of absolute person. Lesser living beings, including humans, also belong to the Lord's marginal potency. The material world is the creation of the Lord's external potency. And the spiritual sky, where the kingdom of God is situated, is the manifestation of his internal potency. Haribol.
Haribol. So let's follow the theme of this verse. So the first point the word that we're remembering for this verse is anejad. Anejad meaning fixed in his abode. कि वो अपने धाम में स्थित हैं, अपने धाम में स्थापित हैं और वहां से नहीं हिलते. Krishna himself says, right? Vrindavanam parityajyam padam ekam na gacchati. I do not step out of the Vrindavan, even one step. So Golok Vrindavan is his dham. And dhamna swain sada nirasta kuhakam. And he's always situated in his abode. Okay, anejat. So that is one. So then he said, but I'm still faster than the mind. है ना? चाहे कोई भी चीज कितनी भी fast हो, think about it. कोई लाइट की स्पीड कितनी फास्ट होती है, या कोई थंडर बोल्ट है इंद्रा का, वो कितना फास्ट होता है, लाइटनिंग है ना, हम बोलते हैं ना लाइटनिंग स्पीड पे ही इज रनिंग लाइक अ थंडर बोल्ट, और लाइक lightning speed पे PT Usha runs and these other great runners run. But he says I'm faster than them, and we know that mind is even faster than all of them. क्योंकि एक सेकंड में सोचें तो I can be sitting right now in Hawaii, हाँ, on the beach. If I just close my eyes and think, and I can be enjoying in Vegas, हाँ, in one of the casinos, हाँ. क्या हो सकता है ना, या फिर I close my mind and I'm sitting in Vrindavan Dham at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna Balram, है ना. तो माइंड इतना फास्ट है, कहीं पे भी जा सकता है. यू हैव ऑल एक्सपीरियंस दैट व्हेन वी आर चैंटिंग, माइंड इज सो फास्ट. So then you're saying if Krishna is situated in one place, then how can he run so far and so fast? So so this is the answer given by Prabhupada here, that yes, absolute truth is far, far away from us. But still, he has these inconceivable energies and potencies by which he pervades actually everything. So and later on, Prabhupada will give the example of sun. That sun is situated so far away from us, yet we are able to feel its sunlight and warmth and sunshine. And it pervades everywhere and to every, चाहे कितना भी दूर कोई countries हो, चाहे कोई जापान हो, इंडिया हो, है ना, दूर दूर हैं बहुत, thousands of kilometers away, लेकिन they can all see the sun from their respective places. So similarly, even though Lord is situated in his abode and far, far away from us, which makes him inconceivable, yet it's his energies and potencies that are pervading everywhere, with which he does so many things. So with those energies he creates, with those energies he destroys, with those energies he maintains. Then he has these expansions, like we just talked about, the three Purusha avatars, his plenary portions and portions of plenary portions, और फिर demigods हैं जो उनके representatives हैं, है ना. So in this way, he has his reach, he has his hands everywhere, he has his eyes everywhere, he can hear everything, he can walk anywhere, even though he's situated in one place. और श्री ईशोपनिषद में जब हम आगे जाएंगे तो ये वाली बात और आएगी कि वो नियर भी हैं, फार भी हैं, छोटे भी हैं, बड़े भी हैं. This is the inconceivable aspect of Krishna, but we are trying to understand how does he manage this swiftness, and how can he go so far and so fast. We are trying to understand this, and Prabhupada is giving one explanation is this inconceivable potencies and energies. तो हमें जितना बताया गया, जितना रिवील हो रहा है भगवान के बारे में, उतना उतना हम समझ रहे हैं. But main thing to understand is that he is inconceivable, मतलब अचिंत्य है भगवान. भगवान हमारे लिए अचिंत्य है. भगवान को समझना बहुत मुश्किल है. भगवान को दिमाग से, लॉजिक से, रैशनल से और हमारी लिमिटेड इंटेलिजेंस से समझा नहीं जा सकता. जो चीजें, जो फिजिकल लॉज हमारे ऊपर एप्लीकेबल होते हैं, वो भगवान पे एप्लीकेबल नहीं होते. हम एक जगह पे सिचुएटेड हैं तो हमें दूसरी जगह का कोई ज्ञान नहीं है, हमें अपनी बॉडी का भी पूरा ज्ञान नहीं है. मुझे नहीं पता कि मैं यहाँ बैठी हूँ तो आपका जैसे वीडियो बंद है तो वहां पे क्या हो रहा है, मुझे नहीं पता. हमें सिर्फ बहुत लिमिटेड नॉलेज है अपने बारे में, और अपने बारे में भी बहुत लिमिटेड नॉलेज है. तो हमारा ज्ञान बहुत ही कम है. लेकिन भगवान बोलते हैं भगवद गीता चैप्टर 13 में कि मैं कंप्लीट नोअर हूँ. मुझे ना तो सिर्फ तुम्हारे बारे में पूरा पता है, बल्कि इस दुनिया के हर जीव के बारे में पूरा 100% कंप्लीट नॉलेज है. और नॉट ओनली हिज प्रेजेंट बट हिज पास्ट एंड फ्यूचर ऑल्सो आई नो कंप्लीटली. Vedaham sarvatitani, that I know everything about the past, present and future of every single living being and of every single entity in this world. चाहे वो देवी देवता हो, चाहे वो कोई छोटा सा कॉकरोच हो, अर्थवॉर्म हो, बग हो, वायरस हो, सबका मुझे सब पूरा ज्ञान है. सर्वज्ञ हूं मैं, है ना. So that is the position of Krishna. So we cannot understand completely about him. He's a chintya, but we are trying to understand whatever he has revealed to us. And he has revealed some of his energies to us. So Prabhupada is telling us that some of these things he makes happen through his energies, through his potencies and energies. और फिर जो रेखा माता जी ने सेकेंड पैराग्राफ पढ़ा, उसमें थोड़ा थोड़ा एनर्जीज के बारे में बताया गया है कि भगवान की इनन्यूमरेबल एनर्जीज हैं, लेकिन उसमें से 3 प्रिडोमिनेंट पोटेंसीज या एनर्जीज हैं. वो क्या है, शक्ति हैं, वो क्या है, वो है भगवान की एक्सटर्नल पोटेंसी, इंटरनल पोटेंसी एंड मार्जिनल पोटेंसी. तो उसको हम थोड़ा और डिटेल में अभी लेंगे. लेट्स कीप रीडिंग एनर्जीज के बारे में. और तो हम भगवान की एनर्जीज के बारे में अभी सीख रहे हैं. लेट्स रीड द नेक्स्ट 3 paragraphs also. Who wants to read next?
I
Yes.
can read, Mother.
Yes, ma'am.
Hari Bol. Thus, the different energies of the Lord are present everywhere. Although the Lord and his energies are non-different, one should not mistake these energies for the supreme truth. Nor should one wrongly consider that the Supreme Lord is distributed everywhere impersonally or that he loses his personal existence. Men are accustomed to reaching conclusions according to their capacity for understanding, but the Supreme Lord is not subject to our limited capacity for understanding. It is for this reason that the Upanishads warn us that no one can approach the Lord by his own limited potency. Do you want me to go ahead, ma'am?
Sure, Mata, you want to read next one?
In the Bhagavad Gita 10.2, the Lord says that not even the great rishis and suras can know him. And what to speak of asuras for whom there is no question of understanding the ways of the Lord. This 4th mantra of Sri Upanishad very clearly suggests that the absolute truth is ultimately the absolute person. Otherwise, there would have been no need to mention so many details in support of his personal features.
Very good. So we are just still understanding about the energies of the Lord, ki how his different energies are present everywhere, but we should not mistake his energies to be him. So that is called achintya bhed abhed. जैसे हम भी भगवान की शक्ति हैं, एक हम भगवान की तटस्थ शक्ति या मार्जिनल पोटेंसी हैं, बट वी आर स्टिल सेपरेट फ्रॉम द लॉर्ड, है ना. देवी देवता भी भगवान की तटस्थ शक्ति है, मार्जिनल पोटेंसी है. माया देवी भगवान की शक्ति है, इंफीरियर एनर्जी है, लेकिन हमें उसको सेम नहीं मानना चाहिए. सुप्रीम ट्रूथ, देयर इज अ सुप्रीम ट्रूथ दैट इज सिचुएटेड इन हिज अबोर्ड. ये बात समझ आनी चाहिए कि भगवान अपने धाम में फिक्स्ड हैं, अनेजद है, अनेजद एकम. ये वर्ड्स क्या बोल रहे हैं? अनेजद एकम, तिष्ठम, कि मैं वहां पे तिष्ठत, मैं वहां पे रहता हूँ. तो वहां पे एक भगवान रहते हैं, एक सूर्य देव हैं, जो सूर्य जो एक रहते हैं, जिनसे ये सारी एफल्जेंस निकल के हमको वार्मथ एंड लाइट दे रही है. बट द लाइट, द वार्मथ, द हीट जो भी आ रही है, द सन रेज, वी कैन नॉट mistake them to be same as the sun god or as the sun planet itself, right? तो सेम नहीं है, वो अलग है. तो इस तरीके से जैसे कोई सीईओ है किसी कंपनी का, अब अमेजोन कंपनी का सीईओ है, उसके बड़े सारे रिप्रेजेंटेटिव आते हैं, कोई हमारे दरवाजे पे पार्सल छोड़ता है, बट वी कैन नॉट से कि वो रिप्रेजेंटेटिव और वो जो पार्सल है और वो जो ट्रक आया था उनका, वो सब सीईओ ही है. नहीं, एक सीईओ भी है, लेकिन ये सब उसकी आगे एक्सपेंशंस हैं, ये सब उसने आगे एक्सपैंड किया है अपने आगे, उसकी शक्तियां हैं ये, जो उसके ऑर्डर में काम कर रही हैं. ठीक है, अगर वो विड्रॉ कर ले, वो बंद कर दे कंपनी, तो ये सब बंद है ना. लेकिन अगर वो चलाता रहे कंपनी, तो उसके ऑर्डर में जब वो चलती रहेंगी, वो काम करती रहेंगी, सब उसकी शक्तियां हो गई. उसका वो ट्रेन, वो ट्रक, वो पार्सल, वो व्यक्ति जो पार्सल छोड़ने आता है, लेकिन एक सीईओ भी है. तो इसी तरीके से वी शुड नॉट मिस्टेक दीज एनर्जीज फॉर द सुप्रीम ट्रूथ. दिस इज द पॉइंट आई वांट टू मेक फ्रॉम दिस पैराग्राफ. तो इसको बोलते हैं अचिंत्य भेद अभेद, कि एट द सेम टाइम वी आर सेम एंड डिफरेंट फ्रॉम द लॉर्ड. तो हम सेम भी हैं, भेद भी है, अभेद भी हैं, और भेद भी है, डिफरेंट भी हैं. तो इसीलिए ये अचिंत्य है, भगवान अचिंत्य हैं, इनकंसीवेबल हैं, क्योंकि वो उनकी एनर्जीज उन्हीं से आती हैं, तो इसलिए सेम भी हैं लेकिन डिफरेंट भी हैं. तो उसके बाद माता जी ने पढ़ा कि किस तरीके से ऋषिज एंड सूरज उनको समझ नहीं सकते. असुर जो डिमोनिक लोग हैं, जो आत्महा लोग हैं, उनके बारे में तो भूल ही जाओ. दे कैन नॉट अंडरस्टैंड हिम एट ऑल, दे आर नॉट इवन मेकिंग एनी एफर्ट, राइट. एटलीस्ट ऋषिज एंड सूरगणा या भक्तास जैसे हम लोग, वी आर मेकिंग एन एफर्ट, वी अंडरस्टैंड हिज अथॉरिटी, वी वांट टू लिव अकॉर्डिंग टू हिम, वी वांट टू बी हिज सर्वेंट, सो देन द लॉर्ड विल रिवील हिमसेल्फ टू अस. बट असुरास हैव नो कैपेसिटी टू अंडरस्टैंड हिम एट ऑल. तो देखते हैं भगवान ने हमें अपने बारे में क्या रिवील किया है. लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड मोर अबाउट हिम. Who wants to read the next paragraph?
You can go ahead, Mata.
Hare Krishna, I can read.
Okay, Prabhuji, let mom read and you read the next one.
Yes, sure.
Yes. go
Every
ahead.
part,
Yeah.
although the individual parts and parcels of the Lord's potencies have all the symptoms of the Lord himself, they have limited spheres of activity and are therefore all limited. The parts and parcels are never equal to the whole. Therefore, they cannot appreciate the Lord's full potency. Under the influence of material nature, foolish and ignorant living beings, who are but parts and parcels of the Lord, try to conjecture about the Lord's transcendental position. Sri Isopanishad warns of the futility of trying to establish the identity of the Lord through mental speculation. One should try to learn of the transcendence from the Lord Himself, the supreme source of the Vedas, for the Lord alone has full knowledge of the transcendence. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji, you want to read next one?
Yep. Okay. Every part and parcel of the complete whole is endowed with some particular energy to act according to the Lord's will. When the part and parcel living entity forgets his particular activities under the Lord's will, he is considered to be in Maya, illusion. Thus, the form, the every beginning, Sri Isopanishad wants us to be very careful to play the part designated for us by the Lord. This does not mean that individual soul has no initiative of his own. Because he is part and parcel of the Lord, he must partake of initiative of the Lord as well. When a person properly utilizes his initiative or active nature with intelligence, understanding that everything is the Lord's potency, he can revive his original consciousness, which was lost due to association with Maya, the external energy. All
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
power, all the power is obtained from the Lord. Therefore, each particular power must be utilized to execute the will of the Lord and not otherwise. The Lord can be known by one who has adopted such submissive service attitude. Perfect knowledge means knowing the Lord in all his features, knowing his potencies, and knowing how these potencies work by his will. These matters are described by the Lord in the Bhagavad Gita, the essence of all Upanishads. Hari Bol.
Very bold. So, from each paragraph, I'm taking some important points here, and I'll elaborate on the in a few minutes. So, ये जो paragraph mom ने पढ़ा था, उसमें main बात ये थी, we understand that we are very small, we are very limited capacity, we are tatas shakti, so we are very small compared to Lord's full potency. So we should not try to conjecture. We should not conjecture मतलब जैसे अपना दिमाग अटकले लगाना, speculate करना कि भाई मैं तो यहाँ पे बैठ के एक ही जगह पे हो सकता हूँ, तो भगवान भी एक ही जगह पे हो सकते हैं. ऐसे नहीं हो सकता कि ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है कि भगवान तेज भाग सकते हैं जबकि तुम कह रहे हो कि वो एक ही जगह पे हो सकते हैं. इसका मतलब तो वो सब जगह पे होंगे या फिर वो इस धाम में नहीं रह सकते. उनको वो धाम छोड़ना ही पड़ेगा सब जगह होने के लिए. नहीं, he can be in multiple places, he can be situated in his dham at all times, never leave the dham and yet be in all places at all times. So we cannot try to conjecture about the Lord's transcendental position based on our limited understanding and limited position. तो जो laws, material laws, physical laws, gravity के laws, thermodynamic के laws, ये सब हम पे लगते हैं, ये हम भगवान पे नहीं लगा सकते. तो एक तो इसलिए there is no point trying to understand or establish the identity, establish the position, the power, the opulences of the Lord through mental speculation. इसीलिए mental speculation करने से मना किया गया है क्योंकि उससे आपको कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा. तो इसलिए लोग एथिस्ट या एग्नोस्टिक बन जाते हैं क्योंकि उनको समझ नहीं आता कुछ भी. तो इससे बेटर यही है कि यही मानो कि ऐसी कोई एंटिटी, ऐसा कोई व्यक्ति हो ही नहीं सकता. लेकिन नॉट ओनली भगवान एक व्यक्ति हैं जो अपने धाम में लोकेटेड हैं, बल्कि एक्चुअली उनके आपके साथ बहुत सारे प्रेममयी एक्सचेंजेस, रेसिप्रोकेशंस हो सकते हैं, बिकॉज he is also pervading everywhere through his various energies and potencies and various expansions. He's expanded in the form of deity, he's expanded in the form of temples, he's expanded in the form of dhams, he's expanded in the form of his devotees and Guru and Tulsi Maharani and Giri Govardhan. And in the form of prasad and in the form of kirtans and in the form of, most importantly, holy names. So he's expanded in so many forms, so many energies, so many expansions, so many portions and portions of the plenary portions. तो कोई कमी नहीं है, लेकिन भगवान एक व्यक्ति हैं जो अपने धाम में अपने डिवोटीज के साथ eternal pastimes भी enjoy करते हैं. So this we have to understand. फिर इस पैरा में प्रभुपाद ने बताया कि लेकिन इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि हम सोचें कि वो अचिंत्य हैं तो हम उनको समझने की कोशिश भी नहीं करें, हम कुछ भी नहीं करें. नहीं, वी हैव टू मेक एन इनिशिएटिव ऑफ हिज ओन. ठीक है, द वी आर अ पोर्शन, वी आर अ पार्ट एंड पार्सल, बट द पार्ट हैज टू प्ले इट्स पार्ट. ऐसा नहीं कि हम बॉडी का पार्ट है तो हम कुछ करेंगे नहीं. बॉडी का पार्ट हो अगर तो बॉडी के लिए काम करो ना फिर. So since you are part and parcel of the Lord, you have to work for that Lord. If you are a servant, then you have to work for the master. If you are a hand, then feed the body. So in this way, the individual, it does not mean individual has no initiative of its own. So the part and parcel has to partake in the initiative of the Lord. तो उसको भगवान के में अपनी विल अलाइन करके ड्यूटीज करनी है, भगवान के साथ अपनी इच्छाएं जोड़ के अपने काम करने हैं, ड्यूटीज करनी है. तो इस तरीके से जब वो काम करेगा, इनिशिएटिव लेगा भगवान की तरफ जाने का, तो भगवान अपने आप को रिवील करते हैं. So he will reveal himself as much as we make an effort and as much as he desires for us to understand him. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Ganesh Prabhu, thank you for joining.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, do you understand and speak Hindi?
No, Mataji, I'm sorry. I'm from South India.
Okay, that's okay. That's what I thought. So I speak only in English. No worries. We typically conduct classes in English only. So I just wanted to make sure. Okay, perfect. So Prabhuji, we were reading Mantra 4 of Sri Isopanishad. And we have just finished reading the Prabhupada's purport. And now I will take some slides. But everything will be clear to you because I will summarize everything.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
ठीक है, तो इसमें ये हो गया कि हमें अपना भी sorry. So in this way we understand that we have to take initiative. Rekha Mataji is saying I'm lost about partaking in initiative. Okay, so Mataji, taking initiative in the of the Lord means that we should serve the Lord. We should work according to His desires and His wishes. So we should work according to Guru Sadhu Shastra. So whatever desires we have, whatever actions we take in this world, they should be aligned with Krishna's desires. Just like Arjun was about to leave the war, but Lord guided him that no, you need to fight because this is my wish that by fighting this war, you can establish dharma. So we should try to understand Lord's will through the eyes of Guru, Sadhu and Shastra, through the eyes of spiritual masters, scriptures and the devotees. By their guidance, we can be always engaged in service of the Lord. That is why I was telling you before that engage in some services, because when you engage in services, then you're pleasing Krishna, you're pleasing devotees, you're pleasing Vaishnavas, you're pleasing Guru. And when you please Krishna and his representatives, then Krishna reveals himself more and more. So this verse was saying he is achintya, he's inconceivable, he's achintya, but nobody can understand him, but we can understand when we take initiatives to work for him. So take initiative, like let's say Poonam Mataji taking initiative that I want to host a program at my house. You are taking initiative that I want to drive all the way to Jackson to attend a Rath Yatra or to attend Ram Navami. That is called taking an initiative to work, to engage in the services of Lord, to absorb your mind in the name, forms, pastimes and qualities of the Lord. So one has to make an effort. One cannot become redundant and okay, since nothing is in my power, I'll just laze around in the house. And since Lord is not understood by even demigods or great yogis and mystics, forget it. I cannot understand him. No, make an effort. Then Lord will reveal himself. Then the last paragraph, Prabhupada is saying, so all the power that we get, is obtained from the Lord. So that power that we have, each particular power should be utilized to execute the will of the Lord and not otherwise. Again, same thing that we were saying before, that we each have some powers, we each have some talents, some resources, some particular faculties that has been given to us by Krishna, some interests, some things which captivate our mind and senses in this world. So we should use those particular powers, talent, skill set in service of Krishna, and with submissive attitude. And when one works with that submissive service attitude, then that is the way to know this supreme entity who is otherwise very inconceivable, who is otherwise not understood by anyone, but we can understand him in this way. So let's go to the PowerPoint that I have, and I think that will make it more clear. Did that explain to you something, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, it became very clear. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so we stopped here. This was the I'm sorry, give me 1 second. This was the last mantra where we had finished mantra 3 on that slide. So now, okay, now let's go to mantra 4. So this is what we read so far. So this is the word to remember. Last mantra 3, we took the word. What word did we take?
Anejad ekam.
No, last mantra. What was the word?
Oh,
Atmaha. Atmaha means killer of the soul. So this mantra, the word is, the popular word is Anejadekam, the one who is fixed in his abode. The one who is fixed in his abode. Okay? Anejadekam. So the mantra is saying there is a person who is fixed in his abode, who always lives in Golok Vrindavan, yet he's swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running. So this is the confusing part. How can somebody that is fixed in one situation, one position, one place, be swifter than the mind and can overcome all others running? So no matter what a runner he is, fast runner, this person will overcome them running. And he is so powerful that even demigods cannot approach him, cannot understand him, cannot surpass him. And he controls all the main deities like Vayudev, Indradev, the controllers of the rain and the wind. He controls those deities. So this is the inconceivable part for us. And then Prabhupada has explained this by explaining some energies and potencies of the Lord, that there are numerous energies and potencies of the Lord that can explain these aspects of the Lord. So so then Prabhupada has cited various verses, which I wanted to show you on the screen. Prabhupada says, so yes, he's fixed in his abode, Anejadekam, but that is not only the opinion of Sri Isopanishad. Even Brahmaji says in Brahma Samhita that this Lord, this great Lord of ours, always lives in his Golok Vrindavan. We took some verses where he says that Vrindavanam parityajyam padam ekam na gacchati. Or we said, Dhamna swena sada nirasta kuhakam. Satyam param dhimahi. Then this verse also, Brahmaji says, Golok Anand Chinmaya Rasa Pratibhavitabhis Tabhirya eva nijarupataya kalabhi Golok eva nivasti akhilatma bhuto. Golok eva nivasti akhilatma bhuto. He lives only in Golok. Golok eva nivasti. Nivasti means lives, resides. Akhilatma, that Paramatma, that Parmeshwar, Maheshwar, he lives only in Golok. Govindamadi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, residing in his own realm Goloka with Radha, resembling his own spiritual figure, the embodiment of ecstatic potency. He possesses 64 artistic activities in the company of her confidants, embodiment of the extensions of her bodily form, permeated and visualized by his ever blissful spiritual rasa. So this is describing some aspects of Radharani and some aspects of Krishna, but he resides in his own realm Golok with Radharani. So this is the Golok Vrindavan. Anybody wants to go there? This is the Golok Vrindavan. Who wants to go here? See how Krishna will embrace you when you come back. Does someone know who is this personality that Krishna is embracing? We talked about this a few days back. Who is this personality?
Sudama? Is it Sudama?
No, this is Golok Vrindavan. Who is he embracing?
Oh.
A great devotee came back to him in Golok Vrindavan and Krishna greeted him and embraced him. We talked about it that day in Puna Mataji's house when we were discussing 7.7. Who knows? Nirbhay Prabhu, do you know? Who is this great personality? This is?
Cannot be Vidura, right?
No. Somebody that came back to Golok Vrindavan.
He came back.
Okay. So this is Gop Kumar. This is Gop Kumar. This comes in Brihad Bhagavatamrit of Sanatan Goswami. We talked about this. I'll show you some pictures, then you will remember. So then Prabhupada, so this is the Golok Vrindavan. It looks like a lotus. Okay. It's in the form of a lotus flower. So Mataji, we are going to Jagannath Puri, right? Can you
Yes,
tell me what is
Mataji.
what is the shape of Jagannath Puri Dham?
Lotus?
No.
Is it the shape of lotus? No.
What dham has the shape of lotus? I just told you Vrindavan dham, right? So Golok
Yeah.
Vrindavan, and what is the shape of Jagannath Puri dham? It is like a conch shell. Okay,
Conch.
it's like
Okay.
a conch shell. What is the shape of? Who will tell? What is the shape of Govardhan?
Hill.
It's a hill, but what is the shape? Who has been to Govardhan can tell the shape. It is
I've
like
been
a.
to Govardhan.
It is like a peacock shape. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Just the side points, but I want you to take note of these small things. These dhams, these are expansions from the Golok only. Okay, that these are expansions from spiritual world. Govardhan Hill exists eternally in Golok Dham. Okay, Jagannath Puri is none other than the expansion from spiritual world. That's why we will relish the dham when we go there, if we have complete understanding of, or at least as much understanding as has been revealed to us by these great teachers. So then we will delight, oh, we are entering into the spiritual world. So then all the material aspects of the dham will disappear. Kuda, karkat, garbage or pollution or people or crowd or traffic, and all these things will disappear, because now you have entered into the spiritual world, which is an expansion from Krishna's abode, where he eternally resides, which he never leaves. So we have to understand the dham before we enter the dham. And then Prabhupada is quoting this verse also, 7.24. So if somebody is located in their house, like I'm living in my house, all of you are living in your house, that means we are a person, right? A person lives in his house. So this verse is saying this person lives in his house eternally. Aneja dekam tishtat. He does not leave his house. Which means that this is a person. You agree? Only a person will have a house, a dham, an abode, a place to live. Hana? Is that right? So a
Yes.
person lives in a house. So then those people that think that Lord is just a light, a darkness, a blankness, a nothingness into which we merge, do you think they are correct, or their understanding is impartial, incomplete, inaccurate?
Impartial.
Impartial. Is there a sun planet or no? Is there a sun? Is there a celestial body called sun or no?
Yes.
Is the sunlight complete understanding of sun? You think, oh, this sunlight, this is sun.
No.
Sometimes we say, oh, sun is coming inside my house. Is sun really coming inside, or is the sun, there is a separate sun planet, sun god that is ruling that celestial body, sun planet somewhere?
The sunlight is like the energy of the sun planet.
Yes, sunlight is just the energy. It is just a effulgence. It is just the jyoti coming from the light, coming from the sun, which is giving us the warmth and the heat and the light. But there is a sun god, there is a sun planet, which is ruled eternally by the sun god. That people do sun worship or no? People do worship sun god or no? So
Yes.
similarly, there is a God, there is a person, form of the Lord, who is situated. Dhamna Swaina Sada Nirasta Kuhakam. He's always situated in his abode. And what we are experiencing is his all pervasive energies, the expansions that are ruling and maintaining and creating various things in this world. They ultimately destroy. They are all his energies only. So this verse says in Bhagavad Gita, unintelligent men who do not know me perfectly think that I, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, was impersonal before and have now assumed this personality. That from nothingness, this person, Krishna, has come. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is imperishable and supreme. The higher nature is Bhagwan. Bhagwan, from whom these energies and expansions come, not the other way, not that there is an energy from whom Bhagwan comes. Avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abuddhaya. People that have no buddhi, abuddhaya, think that from avyaktam vyakti comes, from something that is avyakt. impersonal, a person comes. No, from the energy, the expansion is not coming. From the Lord, the expansions and energies are coming. From Bhagwan, the expansions and energies are coming. So that Bhagwan is Anejadekam, situated in his abode. Now, do you remember this picture? Gopkumar embraced by Krishna, when Gopkumar, after his great journey through various material planets and then through various aspects of spiritual world, he reaches. We will take this story one day. Okay, then you will know. So this person is Gopkumar, and his story is mentioned by Sanatan Goswami in this wonderful book called Brihad Bhagavatamrit. So Gopkumar says, he leaped forward. This is about Krishna. He leaped forward. He came close to me, compelled by the affection of his helpless devotee. I fainted in love at seeing him. He caught hold of me by the neck, and suddenly he too fell to the ground. This is the ecstasy of Krishna when his one soul comes back to Golok Vrindavan, that he becomes ecstatic. He embraces, invites, and welcomes that soul like this. And there is kirtan going on and people are dancing, and then he becomes ecstatic and falls to the ground. That's why Krishna has given us Bhagavad Gita, in which every verse is like a call to his lost souls that come back to me, right? Na tad bhasyate suryo, na shashanko na pavako, yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. Krishna is alluring us to his dham. Come back to me and you will never go back to this material world again. That abode of mine, which is illumined by my effulgence, by Krishna's effulgence. Na tad bhasyate suryo. There is no need for sun there. Na shashanko na pavaka. There is no need for moon. All these things are there, but they are just enhancing the pastimes of Krishna. But there is no need for these things. Material world is dependent on sun and moon and so many things. His abode is not dependent on these things. His abode is illumined and is maintained by Krishna's own, by Krishna himself, where every step is a dance, where every word is a song, where every moment is a new, fresh, exciting moment, navam, where every day is a festival, an utsav, where every day is a festival, where there is no darkness, where there is only Krishna in the center and everybody serving him in the greatest ecstasy and greatest emotions, and Krishna is personally reciprocating with each soul, completely, like the complete whole perfect that he is, Purnam. He's complete whole, so he reciprocates completely. There is no accidents and no pollutions and no sickness, and it's a utopia. You know how we talk about in this material world that there will be a dystopian future. You might have seen some movies that talk about this dystopia. Material world is a dystopia. So there is no, the dystopian future is what we are living in this material world. Dystopia means a very, very dark, dull, dismal place. It is not our home. It is not our reality. Whereas spiritual abode is that utopia that people have tried to make this material world, but they do not succeed in making this material world a utopia. The only utopia possible in this material world is in the temples and in the dhams. That's why, in India, the Ayodhya Dham is being celebrated so much, because that is the only utopia possible in this material world, where there are dhams and temples. That's why each of us should have a temple and deity in their houses, so we can have a utopia, the experience of spiritual world within our houses, and conduct programs and read Bhagavatam and do kirtan and chant the names. So in this slide, you can see the description of Golok Vrindavan being given. And this comes from actually Brahma Samhita, again by Brahmaji describes. Golok Vrindavan is full of palaces made of touchstone. The trees are called desire trees. Vancha Kalpatarubhya, that's the desire trees. All wish-fulfilling cows, they're called Surabhi. The Lord is served there by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. So hundreds of Lakshmijis are serving him. And their Lord plays his flute. His eyes are like lotus petals. Color of his body is like that of a beautiful cloud. On his head is a peacock feather, and he's so attractive that he excels thousands of cupids. Thousands of madans are being unse mohit ho rahe hain. Madan Mohan. That's why he's called Madan Mohan. Jo Madan ko bhi moh le, the one who bewilders the Cupid, is called Madan Mohan. This is another Golok Vrindavan, another picture. And then, so the next thing, so this is Anejadekam aspect of Krishna, that he is situated in one place. And then he says he's faster than the mind. Did he say that or no? That he's faster than the mind and nobody can catch him? Even the greatest runners cannot surpass him? Yes?
Yes.
What do we see here? He's being caught by a gentle, tender lady. So what is he talking about? I'm faster than the mind. I can run faster than the fastest. Didn't he just say that? Didn't he say tad dhavato nayan atyati tishtat? So jitne bhi log bhagte hain, whoever runs, I can run faster than them. Tasmin apo matarishva dadati. Whoever runs, dhavato, but I run faster than them. So what is this? We see him being
Means that he's everywhere. He's within everyone and he's at every place. That's why he is faster than mine.
yeah, but in this
He's
picture, he's being caught. He's being
But he's
caught.
can be
because he
captured by the
wanted to be
devotees.
caught. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji, what were you saying?
No, he can be captured by his pure devotees.
He can only be captured by his pure devotees. So when he allows you to capture, you can capture him. And when does he allow you to capture? When you have run after him and are drenched by the sweat, like Mother Yashoda was running and drenched and tired and almost ready to give up. So do not give up. Then he allows you to capture him. Like Shabri, waiting and daily endeavoring and with patience and with faith and with, just doing her daily practices, waiting, then Lord comes. So he allows you to capture him. That's why the Damodar Ashtakam, the first verse says, right? Namamishwaram Sajjidanandarupam
Kundalam gokule brajamanam
Yashodabhiyo Lokalaadavamanam Paramrishtamatyantato Gopya Bhiyo Lokalaadavamanam. So Yashoda Bhiyo Lokalaadavamanam. Dhavamanam means the one who was running faster than Yashoda, but he allowed Yashoda to capture her. Okay. So yes, he allows only his pure devotees to capture him. Then comes his inconceivable aspect. So this fact that he's faster than mind and he's faster than any runner is what is inconceivable. Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji again says that that even the tip of the toe of his lotus feet is approached by the yogis. So the yogis, the great mystics and all, they're only able to approach the tip of the lotus feet of the Lord. So by pranayam, by mystic powers, by asceticism, by sacrifices, all these gyanis, all these people are not able to understand the Lord. They're not able to capture the Lord. They can only get the tip of the toes of his lotus feet. And they can try this for hundreds and thousands of millions of years. So he says, extending over thousands of millions of years. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate Vasudeva sarvam mita iti sa mahatma sudurlabham. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me. Right? That's what Krishna says. So Bahunam janmanamante, many births and lifetimes it takes. Then this verse in Bhagavatam also says that words, mind, and ego, with their respective controlling deities, demigods, have failed to achieve success in knowing the Supreme Lord. Therefore, we simply have to offer our respectful obeisances unto him as a matter of sanity. So, can anybody identify who this great personality is that is offering obeisances to these three personalities? We discussed this few days back. Poonam Mataji is not in the call. Rekha Mataji, you may be able to.
Is it the Haridas Thakur?
So remember, this is Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya. So Sarvabhaum
Sarvabhaum
Bhattacharya was trying to understand the Lord by impersonal philosophy. He was a great scholar,
Yes.
great philosopher, known all over the world, all over the country. From all over the country, people used to study from him. But
Yes.
Lord showed him, gave him mercy and showed him his Shadbhuj Roop. Shadbhuj Roop means a combined Roop consisting of Lord Ram, Krishna and Mahaprabhu. So words, mind and ego cannot understand him. Now, do any of you understand this aspect about how our senses and everything is controlled by a particular deity or demigod? Do you understand this aspect? Like who controls, which deity controls our eyes? Each of our senses, each of our sense organ is controlled by a particular demigod. There is a controlling deity for everything, for our eyes, for our taste or tongue, for our speech, for our touch. So for, let's say and I don't remember all of them, but just what some things I remember. Who can say who is the controlling deity for eyes or vision? Think about it. What helps us to see?
Is it Varuna or I don't remember exactly too.
How would you see? Can you see in darkness?
So
No.
sun, okay, sun god. Huh?
So you need light to see. We cannot see. So eyes cannot function in darkness. We need light to see. And so who gives light? Sun god. So sun god is the controlling demigod or controlling deity of eyes and vision. Okay. Similarly, we have controlling deity for everything. We have for our taste, I believe it is Ashwini Kumaras. For our pran or for our speech, it is Vayudev, something like that. So these are all descriptions are given in Bhagavatam. But there is, so words, mind, so when this verse says words, mind and ego with their respective controlling deity or demigod have failed to achieve. So each Ishwar, they are called Ishwaras. They are small Ishwaras. Sun god is an Ishwar. He's controlling a certain aspect of our existence. So these Ishwaras have failed to achieve success in knowing the Supreme Lord. Okay, this is what I wanted to impress upon you. So these are different people you see on the screen. They're trying to understand Lord. This is a devotee who's engaging his senses in making a painting of Lord. This is like a Gyan Yogi. This is like ascetic, huh? This is a mystic yogi. Sorry, this is like a Gyan Yogi, an ascetic, and this is like a karmi. Who is just engaging in fruitive activities. So many people are trying to understand, but unless one gets causeless mercy of the Lord, we cannot understand him. So demigods, yogis, mystics cannot know him. And Prabhupada has quoted this verse in the purport that neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. So since he is the source, how can anybody less than him understand him? Now think about yourself. Your child, does he know about your activities or things before you had him, or even after he was born for some time, or even when you go out of house and do certain things? Does he know about those things unless you reveal to him? Does no, right? Like Navya would sometimes ask me, how did you guys meet? Tell me more about your wedding, or where did you study, or where were you raised, or tell me more about my grandparents, or these things. So you have to reveal those things to that child or no? And if you did not want to reveal, will the child ever find out? Like he would have to work really hard to find out. Is that right? And there are so many things, intimate things that child cannot know at all. Facts, certain facts and things he may find out, but certain intimate things, personal things, like I want to, certain things I used to do as a child, or what grades I got in my class, or my hobbies, or what books I used to read. Will she know unless I tell her? So certain intimate things, certain aspects of Lord we cannot understand at all. They're not revealed to us. And those aspects are revealed only to the pure devotees of the Lord. So certain facts and things we get, certain aspects we get from the scriptures, certain things we get from our gurus, we get from the devotees, but none of us are capable of understanding the Lord completely. And imagine when I give the example of a parent and child, this is such a limited example because parent is so limited, but this particular parent of ours, this particular Paramatma, the Param Parmeshwar, Vishwatman, this Krishna, he's so vast, he has no Adi or Ant. How can we know him completely? So he says, neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages can know my anything, because I am their source. I am their Adi. I am their source. I have given origin to them. I am their origin, but I myself have no origin. So in this way, Krishna. So then Prabhupada gives us this understanding that how does Krishna get anywhere if he's situated in one abode? The limited understanding that we have about his energies, we understand that he has innumerable energies, innumerable potencies and shaktis, and he can reach anywhere. He can know everything. He can pervade everything through those energies. He can control everything. He can destroy everything. He can maintain everything through those energies. So there are so many energies. This is the verse that Prabhupada was quoting, where again describes his Golok Vrindavan, where there are millions of wish-fulfilling trees and cows, and they all yield your desires, wish-fulfilling cows, Surbhi cows. And the abode is built with spiritual gems, and in effect, great reverence and affection, he's being served by hundreds of thousands. He says, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. Sahasra Shata. Hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis are serving me. So then how to know God? You cannot know God other than by being a devotee. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, only my devotee can know me. Bhaktya mama abhijanati. Yavan yaschasmi tatvata. And this is something we covered in last class in Puna Mataji's house, that we cannot know God by going into the space. Kitni bhi space, however much moon missions we have, Chandrayaan 3s or 2s or 1s or 15s or 50s we launch, we cannot know God. So by space race, we cannot know God. So because Krishna said that he runs faster than any space machine, any rocket you can build. So you cannot catch him because he's faster than any rocket. So no matter how many rockets you launch in the space race, how far you look in the space, how deep you look into an atom. So how many nuclear races you have. Countries have had nuclear races. They've tried to split atom. Let's see how further we can split it. Let's split it into atoms and then nucleons and protons and electrons, and we have split atoms. But Einstein says that splitting of atom means that we should understand, we should change our way of thinking. We should really understand that we cannot get to the depths of this great creation that is just Lord's one of the many energies. So you cannot find him in the depth of the atom or in the vastness of the space. Neil Armstrong said that it suddenly struck me that tiny pea, pretty blue earth. I put up my thumb and shut my eye, and my thumb blotted out the planet Earth. Then I didn't feel like a giant. I felt very, very small. We should understand that we are very, very small, and Lord is very, very vast. It is a great thing, and he also said it is a great thing for a man to walk on the moon, but it is a greater thing for God to walk on the earth. So for us, it is an achievement to walk on the moon, but for Lord, who inhabits this beautiful Golok Vrindavan, whose glories you just heard, is it an achievement for Lord to come on the earth, or is it his, like, it's a step down for him coming to this material world, isn't it? Because this place is so degraded and so dismal and so dark and so dull, and so people that deride him, people that are fools and ignorant and in darkness, who think that he's just a human when he comes here. So it is actually greatness of the Lord that he deigns to come and walk on this earth amongst us, so that he can give us this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. He need not come here, but he comes here to claim his devotees, to take back the souls that can be taken back. So people that are favorable, he inspires them and takes them back. So we cannot understand him just by Vedic knowledge, by complicated theorems and equations, by space race, nuclear race, none of those things. We can only understand when he reaches out to us and when we make an effort to reach out to him. So when we make an effort to reach out to him, then Lord comes and listens to our bhajan like this. Do you know who this is, this personality? This personality is Bilva Mangal Thakur. Bilva Mangal Thakur, great devotee of the Lord. This personality is, who are these two people? And who are these two people? Somebody answer quickly, because I'm expecting that people know this.
Rupa Goswami or
No.
Sanatan Goswami?
Sanatan Goswami. Remember the one with the
Rupa
blanket?
Goswami.
He has a blanket around him. So this is Sanatan Goswami and this is Mahaprabhu. Who do you think this is? He's come to give him a pot of something. Who brought
Chor Gopinath.
Sheer Chor Gopinath. This is Sheer Chor Gopinath, Krishna in the form of Sheer Chor Gopinath, who stole the kheer for his devotee and brought the kheer to this devotee. Who is this then? If this is Sheer Chor Gopinath, then who is this?
This means like
Who's this devotee? This is Madhvendra Puri.
Oh, Madhvendra Puri. Okay.
Okay. So he brought kheer for Madhvendra Puri. So when you reach out, when you make an effort to try to understand, then Krishna manifests himself. This is Prabhupada, of course. So in this way, this is my summary of this verse, that Krishna is fixed in his abode, aneja dekam, but yet he's faster than the mind, which makes him inconceivable. And he's so inconceivable that even demigods, yogis, mystics cannot know him. So we try to understand that he has innumerable energies, potencies, and shaktis, and that is how we can know God. So, but how do we know God? Really, the best method to know God is to have faith, surrender, to follow the process given to us by great acharyas, to chant his names, to serve the deities, devotees, the dham, visit the temples, do the parikramas, basically follow the process. So there is a process for everything. How do you graduate from medical school? How do you graduate from engineering school? There is a process. You follow that process and you will have all the success. So we have been given a process, and that's why Krishna comes on this earth, in this dark dukkhalyam ashashvatam. He comes, this anityam asukham lokam. He comes to give his darshan, to establish this process of dharma. That's why he says that I come yuga after yuga to establish this dharma. Okay, let's hear from devotees. I know we have exceeded the time. I really want to finish because next 2 times we won't be able to have the class. So I wanted to finish it, and I thought this was such a beautiful verse that he's faster than the mind and he's faster than all the people running. What did you say, Nirbhay Prabhu? I know one thing faster than the Lord himself.
His name.
His name. Okay, yes, his name is faster than that's very nice point. Very nice point. Can you give an example where Lord's name came before he could come? Can somebody give an example? Lord could not come to save the devotee, but his name came. Come on.
प्रतिज्ञात गोविन्दा नामे भक्ता प्रणश्यति इति संस्मृत्य प्राणासन्धाराम्यहम्.
And who is the great devotee that said this?
So Draupadi, right? So Lord was somewhere else, and his name, she called out to Krishna, and the name of the so Krishna's name, naam and naami mein farak nahi hota. So Lord's name is actually non-different. It's a kind of a trick answer that his name is faster than Krishna himself. But he says, his name has all the potencies of the Lord himself. So Lord's name. So that's why we chant the holy name, because the name has all the potency of the Lord himself. So his name pretty much saved Draupadi.
Yes. So Mother Draupadi, what did she sing? She said, Agre kuruna matha pandavanam dushyasanenartavastra Krishna tadakrushadananyanatha Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So this is how she sang. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So Krishna's name comes before him, faster than him actually. So we have proven him wrong a couple of times. Mother Yashoda was able to catch him. She was faster, and his name is fast. And if we really focus on the Lord, then our mind can capture him too. All these great devotees have captured him. You saw all these pictures. They captured him. Prabhupada captured him. Madhvendra Puri, Sanatan Goswami, Rup Goswami. So who else wants to share something?
Okay, Mataji, it's a beautiful verse. Yeah, I loved how you explain it. He's so faster, inconceivable, and he can only be captured by his sincere devotees. And then the point which you said, don't give up. I think that's kind of stuck. That we just gotta keep running after him and just trying to capture him, just like those Draupadi did and the other devotees did. So it's a process, but we just have to stick to it and get to him.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. So who else? Hema Mataji, Ganesh Prabhu, Amrendra Prabhu. Please share something. Any takeaway point? Who will share? Amrendra Prabhu, will you share something?
Yeah, so I mean, the most stuck today is like from the last karma, or that word kind of stuck me. Yeah. from the last class that you, so the word has been
Atmaha?
learned that. Atmaha, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
Killer of the soul.
killer of the soul. So yeah, we know we are not the body, we are the soul. And once the people start thinking, yeah, we are the body, and we're killing the soul. That's one
Yes.
killer of the soul. If you become the killer of the soul, we will be becoming kind of Ashura, Asura, Asura, Ashura.
Asura, yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing. Ganesh Prabhu, you're sharing something?
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mataji, while following this devotional process or devotional service, we might or we definitely face many challenges. That is the duty of Maya to test us. So, is there anywhere in Prabhupada books that how we can overcome the Maya's tests, or how we can? Is there an alternative that Prabhupada has given that we can escape from Maya's test so that we can successfully do the devotional service?
Yes, Prabhuji. So that is the whole thing. That is the whole process, actually. That is everything we are doing every day. So I'll give a couple of just very superficial and brief understanding, and let's see other people share. So, one time a disciple said to Prabhupada, most of the times I'm in Krishna consciousness, but sometimes I fall into Maya. Sometimes Maya tests me and I fall into Maya. So Prabhupada said, it's not like that. All the time you are in Maya, sometimes you fall into Krishna consciousness. So all the time we are in Maya only, and very rarely we are in Krishna consciousness. So actually every single moment is a test by Maya. So Prabhuji, the main understanding here is that just like, you have to eat every day, you have to sleep every day, you have to clean your teeth every day, you have to take a shower every day. Otherwise, you get hungry, you get smelly, your mouth will smell and will be tired if you did not sleep. So similarly, this process has to be followed diligently every day. That's why it's called sadhana bhakti. That's why I gave that lesson of Shabri that day, because she was doing the same thing over and over again every day. We just have to do same thing over and over again every day. We have to chant a certain number of rounds, despite whatever happens. Make a vow, I'm going to chant these many rounds and stick to that. Decide that I'm going to, every few minutes, come out of the Maya and take a break in Krishna consciousness, okay? That, okay, at work, I'm going to chant certain number, or I'm going to just read a verse quickly, or in the evening, I will just read Bhagavatam 1 hour, or Bhagavad Gita 1 hour, or I will read some of Prabhupada's books, or I will do deity worship, or sing this bhajan, or today I'm going to learn this verse. So do these processes that Prabhupada has given us of association of devotees, reading books and chanting the names, and deity worship, and going to the dhams and temples, and periodically keep upgrading from Maya consciousness to Krishna consciousness. So we're always in Maya, but keep getting a daily dose periodically of Krishna consciousness. And that way, you will not have a very big fall. It's like a leaf attached to the tree, and winds are very strong. The winds of Maya are very strong. The leaf is trembling, but it just has to hold on to that branch of the tree. And how does the leaf stay connected to the tree? How does it hang on to that branch of Krishna consciousness? Is just periodically keep doing these processes of ABCDE: association, book reading, chanting, deity worship, and entering into dhams and temples every few hours in the day, every few days in the month, and every few months in the year, and keep upgrading your consciousness. Keep cleaning the consciousness, just like we clean our teeth every day and wash our body every day and feed ourselves 3 times a day. So if gross body needs that much care, then how much our soul needs the care like that. So that's very brief understanding. Yes, Hema Mataji, I think she's sharing more. Please, Mataji, share.
Hare Krishna Mataji. You kind of already answered a lot of, touched upon the aspects from those different questions by the devotees. But my question was, or at least what I was thinking in my head was that, like, how you said there's a course and there's a process. And then in the end of the course or the process, usually we get we get something, like, you know, if like to become a doctor we get the degree, and then, you know, okay, we did the process correctly. But we'll never see the real result of devotion, because it takes lifetimes, you know. So in the moment, when we're doing the services, um and I'm not saying like you are like we are done everything perfectly, but just kind of thinking, like, you know, even the greatest devotees, when they were doing the services, is it like they see Krishna and Krishna reveals them or gives a glimpse, and that's how they kind of had that, you know, feeling ki I've done it, you know. Like, obviously, when some days you're doing the chanting properly, and some days you're even going to the temple, and I have good days and bad days, and I have wonderful days where I've done all the things. I've gone to the dham, I've done my chanting, and I have given like most of my day to Krishna consciousness, right? So is that a feeling that comes where, you know, ki you're doing it right? And
Yes,
and for you, like,
that's
you are so, like, we have not read so many books, but you're reading more books and more books, so you're adding to that, doing it properly, right? But at when you're a devotee, do you ever feel like, yes, I'm doing it properly a little bit, not like I'm perfect, but yes, I or the greatest devotees, have they ever mentioned in the books that you've read so far that this is what you feel when you do it correctly? I don't know.
Yes.
It's a weird question, but I
No,
had that thought.
Mataji, I got your question. It's a very important question. It's actually very heavy question, very deep question. Is it okay with everybody if we spend just a few minutes on this? Because very important question. This is what increases our faith. So Mataji is essentially asking, how do we get darshan of the Lord? How do we get proof? Or while in this body, while doing what we are doing, while following this process of sadhana bhakti, Shabri got to see Lord Ram. When would we get to see? When would we get some kind of result or some kind of taste or some kind of proof? It seems like a bottomless pit. So where is the end? It takes millions of lifetimes. You said Bahunam Janmanamante. So how can one keep going on? It's very hard to hang on to that branch when the winds are so strong, when there is no end in sight. So I think Nirbhay Prabhu wanted to share. Nirbhay Prabhu, you want to share first, and then I'll say something. I saw your hand was raised.
Hare Krishna. I thought about it, then I was like, okay, it's directed to you, so you can share. But,
I think
but I was
everybody
just
can share.
thinking that, so I was just thinking that, you know, the changes that we feel, and if we feel our faith actually increasing, if we feel that we are getting more humble, we feel that our bodily conception is going away. These are things which are not very, these are internals. Like externally, like in Bhagavad Gita, it says, you know, seeing a devotee and seeing somebody else who's doing the normal things or karmi, there is not much difference externally. You know, everybody's getting up in the morning, eating something, going to work, or then coming back, has wife, children, whatever. So externals are actually very similar. The internals slowly keep changing, and that one can know themselves. If we feel slowly and steadily our bodily conception is decreasing, we are getting less, our anarthas are slowly going away. And again, that is all personal, that is all in introspection, and that is the, जैसे कहते हैं ना, proof of the pudding lies in its taste. So if we are doing these things, and then slowly, it will not happen suddenly, it will not happen, you know, if I do 16 rounds one day and I'll see all my anarthas suddenly go away completely. It will not be complete. It's, you know, we have got these things going on for so many lifetimes, we can't even think about it. So it won't take 1 day, 2 day, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years to completely eradicate those. But slowly and steadily, our faith should increase, our taste for the Harikatha should increase, and then our anarthas should slowly start going away, slowly and steadily. So those changes is the proof that the process is working. That's what I remember about this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Nirbhay Prabhu. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, Mataji, so that, like you said, we will never see Lord. It's actually, we're seeing Lord every day. the transformations that are happening. That's what Nirbhay Prabhu was saying, that transformations that are happening. Before I wouldn't feel like, going to the dham, like now I'm looking forward. But let's say 5 years back, would I have gone to, let's say, visit somewhere, Hawaii or Vegas or somewhere, or would I have gone to dham? No, now I want to go to the dham. So that's what is changing. Every day there is something, we're getting more taste, we feel like reading. This fact that I have the taste to read now, books, or attend these classes, or hear, or go for programs, and although that's the taste, and that's the realization, that's the transformation that's happening. Things are changing, and that's the darshan of the Lord. That's actually the darshan. So it's not the external darshan. It's not that we, with our eyes, we have to see the Lord. It's internal changes, transformations, cleanliness of consciousness that's happening. And you feel good. You feel that says, so the disciples of Prabhupada, they were feeling deeper bliss and satisfaction than they were doing, than when they were doing drugs and things. So they suddenly realized that those things did not give that high that working and serving for Prabhupada gave. Actually making a change in the world and sacrificing yourself, and working for sacrifice rather than for sense gratification. Sacrifice has more taste. Seva gives you more meva. Seva is the meva. Seva is the joy. And if we think that when we go to Golok, we are, just, what are we going to do there? We are going to serve. So do we have the taste for service, or do we still have just the taste for, self-service, yeah, for self-sacrifice? So we have the taste for that service of the Lord. If you have the taste for service of the Lord, this is preparation for serving eternally in the dham. So once you develop that taste of seva, then you see that that's the change. That's Lord revealing himself. You're understanding more and more. You're getting darshan of more and more devotees. You're visiting temples. Before, you would never feel like visiting temples. And those deities are not different from Krishna. They are the expansions from Krishna. Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Vrajendra Nandan. It's not a pratima. Those are the darshan of the Lord. Does that answer, Mataji, somewhat?
Yes, Mataji. I'm just reminding myself, like I've asked, like this thought comes. I don't know why. Maybe because we're so used to the process and the result pathway in our heads that every time do this kind of doubts come. I feel like these doubts kind of keep lingering, but I should really make a note of it, which I will now, and to remind myself that this is what the whole process is about. It's not about seeing, one day suddenly Krishna will give darshan to me or something like that, but it's in the process I'm changing, and that is it.
And you
That
will have
is
many
what.
realizations, Mataji. You will have many internal realizations, that understandings about Lord that will suddenly come to you, and you will be completely enthralled by those. So that is, if that is considered a result, then those personal realizations are the result.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji, for explaining.
Okay. Shall we stop? We're very late. Next 2 times we won't be able to meet, so we'll meet after that. Okay, let's stop. Please chant on your own. Since we have exceeded time, let's stop for today. Vancha kaltarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo
namaः.
namaः.
Gurve Gaurachandra
Tuesday,
Radhikaya
Radhikaya
Krishnaya
Tadate,
Krishna
Krishna
Bhaktaya
Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya namo namaः. And Tuesday is Ekadashi, right?